Hey, what's up, everyone? Sly here with Flo. Flo, man, your boy, Ty Davis-Price, cut today. Dude, now we all know, man, at the beginning of the season, preseason week one, you're like, oh, dude, I like the flashes. I like what I'm seeing from him. But I just kept saying, dude, I don't trust him just because I just see cement feet. When I see him running, I didn't see it from him. But what do you think about this and the fact that Kyle Shanahan, another running back out there that we pretty much traded up for and turns out to be pretty much a bust, man. And there's other players too, not just running back. But what do you think? Should Kyle Shanahan just focus on being the coach and not worrying about the personnel and all that stuff and let John Lynch and those guys do it? Or, he's the coach, let him do what he's got to do. How do you feel about that? I know a lot of people right now are talking about it.
I think it is concerning just because you waste all this high draft capital on these guys who you only have for, 2 seasons? Obviously, Ty Davis-Price, Trey Sermon. There's another guy who
Joe Williams.
Joe Williams. So that's 3 backs he's already done that with. And then there's a few other guys. He also loves those receivers that sometimes end up becoming busts. Obviously, Danny Gray. We haven't heard much from him. That was a guy he was really big on. We actually do like him, but him, Dante Pettis. So, I don't know. I feel he should just let John Lynch kind of do these decisions. I know he's like his dad. He likes to be involved, especially with the running backs. But luckily, we got the guys later in the draft, 7th rounders, undrafted guys. And then obviously we lucked out getting McCaffrey from the Panthers. But if that wasn't the case, man, this team would be hurting because we'd have no running backs if it just came down to his decision making.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they should assign someone just specifically for that, the players, personnel like development thing, guys who go out there and scout these guys. And because for the most part with Kyle Shanahan, I felt like we haven't really hit something solid. Obviously we got our receivers, but I felt those guys didn't have a lot of pressure coming in. They just ended up becoming great players like Ayuk and Debo. They went to decent sized schools, but they didn't have that hype,
Yeah.
But these guys that he's been trading up for who had the hype, they haven't panned out, to be honest. So I haven't liked it. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, man. People. It seems like the scouts that are the ones that are drafting 6th, 7th undrafted free agents. They're the ones that are hitting, man. Let's be real. We got Matt Breida. Was it the 7th round or undrafted? I think 7th round. And then you got Jordan Mason, undrafted free agent. And these other guys that Kyle wanted that we traded up for, Trey Sermon, Ty Davis-Price, Joe Williams. Joe Williams was shocker to me because I remember on Periscope, Grant Cohen would always be like, Joe Williams, he's the best running back in this draft class. We got to get Joe Williams. And when we got him, he was going crazy. This is the guy. Yeah. The guy never played one snap with us. So to me, it just, I don't know. To me, kind of reminds me Al Davis. You remember Al Davis always making the picks? And for the past 20, 30 years, the team just sucked. We just can't have that happen. It seems like the other guys are doing better. Look at Brian Griese. He's the one that discovered Brock Purdy. Without Brian Griese, we wouldn't have Brock Purdy. Him and the guy, Slow or whatever his name was. I think he's with Houston now. So they're the ones that discovered Brock Purdy. And it just happens over and over. Even the quarterbacks. Remember, he didn't want to scout Mahomes. The only quarterback he wanted in that draft was who? CJ Beathard.
Yeah.
CJ Beathard. So don't get me wrong, man. Kyle Shanahan, he's a great coach. But when it seems like he wants his way, he's going to get it. And John Lynch and these guys have to, Jed York, checks and balances, man. Be like, dude, you're great at what you do, but let us do what we got to do, Let me give you an example. Bill Belichick, right now, he's struggling. Now the fact that Tom Brady's not there, because he's in control of that. He's like the GM. Now that he has control of everything and he doesn't have to go, his team sucks, man. And throughout those years, he was making some horrible draft picks. All his receivers pretty much sucked, And Tom Brady was the one that was bringing all these chips and stuff. And now that since he has all the control, it's just backfiring. So that's kind of what I don't want to happen. I really like the fact that John Lynch and his guy, Adam Peters, they're doing their thing, But hopefully at least first 3 or 4 rounds, man, he just stays the hell away, man. I remember he was in love. I remember after we drafted Dante Pettis, they were like, oh, yeah, this is Kyle's guy. He wanted him. He was really excited for him. And then even when we got CJ Beathard, we traded up for him. And the night before, when we got him, I remember John Lynch was like, yeah, we were uncomfortable about the next day. We heard he might be drafted in the 5th or 6th round, even though no one wanted him. You know, I think he was a very average, mediocre quarterback. Yeah, with Iowa. Even Bethel. How could you not, like, George Kittle? I think he only had like 17, 19 catches in college. How do you not find George Kittle open? You know, so there was red flags everywhere. So to me personally, it's a bit of a concern. Not gonna lie. As far as him coaching all that, doing an amazing job. Just everybody can't be great coaches and great talent evaluators. It's not gonna happen. You know, there's some people that just have that skill of evaluating talent, and other guys, you know, just, you know, coaching. You know, one guy that was good, was actually Bill Parcells. He knew how to evaluate. He knew how to coach and evaluate talent. There's very few people.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much Parcells and Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson, absolutely great at evaluating talent. You know,
since then, like you said, Belichick, it seemed that way, but it's just because he had Tom Brady. That's the only reason that worked out. Other than that, you look at any sports, most of the time you just have these really good guys. Obviously, the basketball, I'm talking about basketball, it's Bay Area. That Bob Myers guy, he's not the coach, but he knows how to evaluate talent. That's why the Warriors are so good for so long. And Steve Kerr stayed his ass away from there. He let him do this. He worked with what he got, and that's what Kyle Shanahan has to do. Yeah, and Bob Myers, I think that's kind of why, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that's kind of why I believe he left. Because remember, at the end, Steve Kerr, remember who was their center that they got rid of? Weissman. And then you heard at his end press conference, Myers was saying, hey, they're like, oh, why am I going to get a big man if we're not even going to play him? So that kind of, it seemed like there was a little tension at the end there. That's not what I want over here, you know. Kyle Shanahan, I get it. But the thing is that Kyle Shanahan, he does have a little bit of an ego, you know, and he wants to have it his way. So hopefully there's this balance, and hopefully he sees it's like, you know what, I was wrong. Because you just gave up right now on a 3rd round pick like that, you know. I know it was like, what, week 15, whatever we're in right now. But still, you're just give him away for pretty much nothing because you want to bring someone else in to the 53-man roster. And we'll talk about that in another video about this safety. But to me, it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look at all. And these guys, other guys that are drafting later in the rounds, I think they should have more say in the earlier rounds, because it seems like we've been hitting on these later round picks. Like at the guy Davis that we just got right, and he's looking really good, and we got him in the 6th round, and it just keeps happening all the time. 7th round Purdy, we could just keep going on. Elijah Mitchell, Dre Greenlaw, 5th round. So it's just like over and over these later round picks. I think that's why we're good, man, because we're just getting these guys. Even George Kittle, right? George Kittle, 5th round, I believe. So I mean, whoever the hell's doing these later round picks, they should be in the 1st rounds, because it seems like the 1st and 2nd round, a lot of the times we're not hitting. Like, besides Nick Bosa,
and well, that was such an obvious pick right there, you know.
And they still almost missed that up.
They still, imagine if Arizona would have picked Bosa instead of Kyler Murray. They probably regret that. So to me, man, just stay in your lane, dog. Like, you're an amazing coach, dude. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you just don't have it, man. Like, I think I know these guys. There's guys out there that are like, oh, that guy knows to evaluate talent. That guy knows to evaluate talent. Quick story, man. We do flag football. We do coach the little kids, and there's a combine out there, and my brother's always looking at me. Who looks good? I'm like, dude, let's get this guy. All the people looking at the big kids, we're looking at the fast speedsters that are gonna make moves, and they become the best players in the league. You know, some people have that eye for talent, some people don't. So hopefully Kyle Shanahan just focus on that, because during the season, do you think he's evaluating college players? I don't think so. There's no way in hell this guy's evaluating. He's focused on the season, trying to win a Super Bowl. These scouts right now, that's all they're doing right now, is evaluating talent. Let them do their job, and we'll be good, man. All
right, well, you guys let us in the comments what you guys think. Should Kyle Shanahan stay away from the top draft picks? Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. See y'all next time.
Peace.